again.
Might have a.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you just hit your video button, the little video?
Yep, hold on. This wasn't working out. Yep. I don't know. I'm gonna just hang up and call you right back.
Okay, sounds
It's
good.
frozen. All right.
All right, sounds good. Thank you.
Come on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
It's on. The camera?
Yeah, the camera.
It says it's working. I can see myself.
Huh.
I can see the Cheshire, so let me come to the room, Lizzie, and take a look at your screen.
All right,
I
thank
can
you.
see it as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So
It must be us.
it's just us.
Yeah, it's good?
Hold on. Yeah, just stay. Yeah, leave it there for a second. I'm gonna have IT, the tech person come in.
Okay. And how long are you gonna be with him? So
Mr. Haines, I'm not sure. What do you think? 20 minutes?
Yeah.
20 minutes?
okay, so I'll just start calling the annex guys next.
And Yancy, can you can do whatever order, but can we have Bussey last?
You see?
Bussey, Carl Bussey. Can we do him last?
Okay, do you know what block he's in?
I can look quick. Hold on.
Or I can get the paper while you do that. I'll go get the paper.
All right.
I'll be back. He's South 2. I'll do annex after him.
Okay, so Carl Bussey's in South 2.
Okay, he's last.
Yeah, let's do him last.
Okay.
Cool. Thank you.
Call me. Don't come out.
And I'm just gonna.
What are we gonna do?
You're gonna see us disappear for a minute while I try to get our screen resolved. So everything on your end is good. I shouldn't need you to do anything. But you might just lose our you might not be able to see us for 1 minute.
Oh, there we go. Perfect. Okay. All right, Mr. Haines, can you see us?
Yes,
Okay, perfect. So, we are,
Just gonna wait for the camera to move and then I'll get this right back to you.
okay. Can we start then? Okay. Are you all set?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Okay. Are you all set for your hearing, sir? Mr. Haines, are you all set for your hearing?
yes,
Okay. Good morning. My name is Parole Officer Lizzie. Today is Thursday, February 13th, 2025. And this is the hearing of the Connecticut Board of Pardons and Paroles. The following board members are present this morning and by stating their names on the record, certify that they have reviewed all statutorily required documents and available pertinent information in preparation of this hearing.
Good morning, I'm panel member Barry.
I'm Ellen Zappo-Sasso. Nancy Turner.
Sir, can you please state your name and inmate number for the record?
my name is Oral R. Haines. My inmate number is 339578.
Thank you. This hearing is being conducted in consideration for the parole application of Oral Haines, 339578. He is serving a sentence of 25 years, execution suspended after 20 years, and 10 years probation for sex assault 1, and 6 counts of sex assault 3rd. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of March 15th of 25. There is victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for this offender. It has been reviewed and shows that the offender has completed the following programs: sex offender treatment, voices, tier 2, and alternatives to violence. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender score falls within the low range risk of recidivism. Utilizing the static 99R, the offender's overall score for sexual offense recidivism falls within the low range. Mr. Haines, this is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin, sir.
Well, I've been in prison for a while. I've tried to be a good prisoner, tried to stay out of trouble. I wish the circumstances were a lot different than what they are, and I wish I could apologize to the parties that were involved. I hurt them, I hurt myself, and I blame nobody but myself for the offense. I had an alcohol problem, I had a drug problem, and pretty much, I'm looking for, a little bit of mercy and forgiveness and get a second chance to be a better person than I was, basically.
Okay, Mr. Haines, thank you so much for that statement, sir. While we can appreciate your declaration of hurting yourself and the victim, we really need to discuss what it is that you accept responsibility for. It's my understanding that you've completed the treatment. Is that right?
Yes.
And so tell us what you did to this victim.
We had sexual encounters. There was never any penetration, but there were other types of sexual engagement.
And how old was your victim?
She was, when this first started, she was in 16, 17.
And so I thought that I read somewhere in your records, sir, that you said that it was consensual sex, or wait. Yeah, you said your daughter was 21 years old and it was consensual. So are you admitting today that this occurred when this victim was underage, sir?
No, like I said, I was on drugs and stuff. And
That's not what I asked you, though, Mr. Haines. My question to you was very direct. Is it your position here today that you accept responsibility for sexually assaulting this minor child? That's a yes or no.
yes.
Thank you. And so why did you take this case to trial?
Pardon?
Why did you take your case to trial, sir?
Why did I take my case to trial?
Yes.
Well, I caused everybody enough pain and anguish. Okay, so I figured, if I came into prison and got a bigger sentence, I'd get more help. So that's why.
So do you think you've received the help that you needed? So wait, so are you telling me that this was something that you did, like you're not a martyr, but you did this to help your family so that you got the most time that you could possibly get for this crime?
In a way, yes, okay, but mostly it was for me to get the help that I needed to get away from the drugs and the alcohol.
Okay, but not the sexual assaults, just the drugs and the alcohol. So I'm confused, Mr. Haines. I really am confused, sir. We don't have to go to prison for 20 years because we're addicted to drugs and alcohol. You have 24 counts of sexual assault third and sexual assault first. It says nothing in here about your being convicted for possession of narcotics or being, I don't see any conviction for any drugs, sir.
Like I said, at this time I was doing a lot of drugs and
So are you saying that the only reason why you did this to this victim is because you were under the influence?
yes.
Okay. I mean, you're saying something completely different than the stuff that I've read about your case, sir. In fact, when you spoke to the parole officer in preparation for today's hearing, and she asked you about your crime, sir, you said to her that you never really forced the victim to have sex with you. Did you force this victim to have sex with you, sir?
No, I never forced her to do anything. So,
Okay. So this started at 9, when she was 9 years old, right?
no.
Okay.
No,
So
she was,
10 years old?
oh, she was a teenager, 13, 14.
That's still a minor, sir. And so what do you know after you participated in treatment about minors and their ability to consent?
I don't have anything to say.
So it's important that we understand, sir, that you're here today to be considered for discretionary parole. And as parole board members, our primary concern is public safety. And so one of the ways that we gauge whether or not a person has been rehabilitated is by their program participation, their behavior in the facility, their acceptance of responsibility for their actions, sir, and their ability to identify some of the things that they were doing when the crime occurred and how they can avoid those behaviors in the future. And so it's important, because of the nature of your crime, sir, it's important that you're able to tell us what your understanding is about sex in minors and their ability to consent. I know that's something that you covered in your programming.
I don't know what to say.
Okay. All right. And so you said in your opening statement that you, if you had an opportunity, you wanted to apologize to your victim. What would you like to say? What would you say to her if she asked, Daddy, why did you do this?
Well, things weren't going too good, okay, and me and my wife, we were having troubles, okay, and my daughter was.
Mr. Haines, I asked you about, you said you wanted to apologize to your victim. And so I'm asking you what you would say to your victim in an apology.
I just tell her I apologize for what happened.
What happened? You apologize for sexually assaulting her and taking her innocence away, and all the mental anguish and physical anguish that she has encountered as a result of your actions. Yes. You apologize for those, and you wish that you had a chance to do it over again, and you wouldn't do this to her or anyone else. You were sick and that you needed help, kind of thing. That's an apology. Not, what did he say his apology was?
Sorry for what happened.
Oh, okay. I thought so. Okay. All right, Ms. Turner, do you have questions for Mr. Haines?
Mr. Haines, the records that we have about your substance use. What drugs were you so heavily involved in?
Would you repeat that?
What were the drugs that you were so heavily involved in that you lost all sense of dignity and morality?
Well, I was doing a lot of marijuana, okay, a little TLC and alcohol, and
I think you mean THC.
yeah, well, whatever. So it's like,
So you blame your years of repeated victimization of your own daughter on marijuana and alcohol, nothing else?
well, I was sexually assaulted when I was young, so it's like, a lot of things happened to me, and I was going through a hard time. Okay, it's a lot of. My oldest brother passed away, and like I said, I was just going through a hard time. So
These are all excuses, Mr. Haines, for unspeakable acts of victimization that you perpetrated against your own child. Did you ever get any help for yourself? For your own sexual abuse?
no, I didn't.
Did you suffer?
Did
you suffer as a result of having been victimized?
Probably, yes.
So you know what it's like, and you turn around and you did it to your own daughter.
Yeah.
Did you violate more than one of your children?
Just April.
When my colleague asked you about force, and you really go out of your way to minimize responsibility, even today, your language was you apologize to the parties involved. And you apologize for what happened. These were acts and choices that you made to manipulate, groom, and violate this child. And when asked about force, you said no, but the reality was in the police report that the two of your daughters told the police that they and their brother Stephen slept with knives under their mattress because they were so afraid that you were going to kill them all while they slept. So you didn't have to use force. You terrorized your own children, sir. I have no more questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Turner. Ms. Apple?
Yes. Mr. Haines, during your sentencing, the judge referenced that he found you without remorse or regrets. Has that changed in the ensuing years since you've been incarcerated?
Yes, it has.
Can you talk about it?
Well, I regret that it happened, okay? And the only thing I can say is I wish I could go back in time and prevent it all, but that's not going to happen. So, and one thing I would like to add, okay, to this meeting is, my children have large imaginations, so I never threatened any of my children, never. The only thing I told my children is to behave, stay out of trouble, okay, finish school, go to college, and get a good job. And my oldest stepson can vouch to that point. So that's all I got to say. Got to say no more.
In one of the reports that we read, it said that you like to spend your time making calls to your family. Who are you in touch with and who do you talk to on a regular basis?
Well, I talk to my sister, and I talk to my brother, and I talk to my son.
Any of your other children?
No,
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Apple. Now we're going to turn the hearing over to our victim's advocate, Ms. Vasquez. Mr. Haines, your time to speak is now over. Please do not interrupt. Do not make any noises as the victim speak, okay? Thank you. Ms. Vasquez, good morning.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, Madam Chair and board members. I have on speakerphone the victim of the case, and she would like to address all of you directly. This is my apologies. This is your opportunity to unmute yourself, and when you're ready to speak, please do so.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, I just want to touch base on a wealth of things. First of all, we didn't need to go to trial. It was offered a plea bargain, which he refused to take. I was told that he said, if I'm going down, we're all going down. So that's one of the points I'd like to address. There's another point that there was no penetration. In fact, there was. The fact that it's been said that the children had active imaginations, that is untrue. I don't hear any remorse whatsoever for the actions and the extreme pain and suffering that has been caused as a result of this. I did not consent to go down on my own father. I did not consent for him to ejaculate around my neck. I did not consent for him to penetrate me, although he's saying contrary. That did occur. There's just, I honestly don't have enough words to describe what's going on with things, but I will say that I believe, regardless of the age of the inmate, that they do in fact have shown one, May I continue?
Yes,
you may.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I thought somebody said something. So I think that the inmate will in fact reoffend. I do have fears for the community. I have had to relocate as a result of everything that happened. I have fractured relationships with other family members as a result of what happened and the outcome of the trial. I only communicate with 2 of my 4 siblings as a result of this. And I cannot go back to my childhood home and visit one of my siblings as a result of this. I've relocated 7 different times as a result of what happened to me. I have a wealth of different health conditions that I have to address. Mental health is a big thing. It's been a big thing. For me, the sentence that the inmate was given was not adequate because I have a life sentence now as a result of what he did. And I cannot press enough that he doesn't have any remorse and that he is in fact at a risk to reoffend. He cannot be honest in this hearing, and he was not honest in the trial and when he was interviewed. So that's about all I have to say on the matter because I don't want to get too emotional and make myself sick.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for your statement, Madam Chair and board members. This is all that I have for this particular case. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Vasquez. So at this time, we're going to deliberate and we'll give you our decision shortly, Mr. Haines. So prior to the victim's input, I did have Mr. Haines denied discretionary parole. That has not changed with the victim's statement. I believe that Mr. Haines has a lot of work to do on himself in his accepting responsibility and taking accountability for his actions and the impact that his actions has had on his family, not just himself. So I do not have him granted discretionary parole, and I would deny based on the nature and circumstance of his offense, the injury and impact to the victim and or the victim's family. Ms. Turner.
I concur fully. I would add inadequate evidence of offender change.
Okay.
Deeply concerned at the excuses that Mr. Haines offered for his crimes and do not find him to be genuine in terms of his accountability, remorse, and change.
Thank you. Ms. Seppel.
I concur with the denial reasons put forward.
Thank you. I move that Oral Haines 339578 be denied discretionary parole with no new hearing date based on the injury and impact to the victim and or victim's family, the nature and circumstance of your crime, sir, and inadequate evidence of offender change. He will not receive a new hearing. He will finish the remainder of his sentence with the Department of Corrections. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So, Mr. Haines, you were denied parole, sir. You'll receive all of this in writing. Good luck to you.
This concludes the hearing for oral case number 339578. All right, you're all set, sir.
Thank you, ladies. Have a nice day.
You too.
Please exit the room, Mr. Haines.
You can exit. You can get up and leave. You can leave.
one more for good measure.
He's still in there.
Hello?
They're all done. They,
Hey, Nancy, yep, I'm all set. So whoever, it doesn't matter who's next.
So we have a code orange right now. And I was
Oh,
gonna
okay.
get the annex guys, but we have a guy in East 3, so we're gonna just grab him and bring him down ourselves.
Sounds good.
Serrano?
Yeah, whatever
So it's
works for
gonna-
you guys.
So it's gonna be Serrano, and then the annex guys, as soon as they get clear, they're gonna get dropped off.
Sounds good.
Okay? All
Yep.
right.
Thank you.
Hey, Adams.
Yeah.
Okay. Going on Dave's program.
Put it down to the one.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Put the other video on.